All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Irish Shakes.
Welcome back.
Well, since last time we've seen you, hasn't been much of a change in the team's atmosphere, drive, passion.
It's been a roller coaster of events.
It's been yes, very roller coaster because up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Win, loss, 5-0, then one run. So we'll get into it. All right, guys, what's up? Welcome back to Irish Shakes. Shenny,
How the hell are you?
how are you doing, buddy?
What's today? Thursday. We're good.
All right. nice.
All right.
Little Friday Eve action. About to
Yes,
be
sir.
Friday. Honestly, the best day of the week.
100%.
No, today is Friday.
Yeah, when the listeners are listening in, but just for them to know, this is Thursday night. We're getting you this pod right on time.
Right.
So yeah, like I was saying in the intro, Padres haven't really made a dent anywhere in anything, but the catcher WAR position. That's about it.
That's right.
It's truly been a wacky week because the Padres will show that they're alive and back, score 6 runs. The team they're playing will only score 1 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be great vibes. And the next day, 1-0.
Pitching does great again. 1-2 scores.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
then we put up 0.
There was a game where Hader blew a save when we were winning 1-0 with Gary. It's just been a lot of weird games, you know, a lot of weird games. How the hell are we only scoring 1 run with this team?
Yeah, and it's the new guy.
Yeah, it's been Gary. Gary's been fucking unreal. I tweeted this the other day. I'm thankful for the Yankees, Twins, Giants, and the Mets.
4 home runs in 9 games.
Because Gary's been absolutely unreal. He's been unreal offensively and defensively.
Right.
He knows how to fucking frame.
Right. Austin Nola's been.
He threw someone out.
Oh, yeah. And he threw somebody out. And not only has he been able to frame, but Blake was pitching the other day. He was framing pitches that were not strikes.
Yeah.
Like he was gaining an advantage for Blake, picking up calls that are not calls. I mean,
okay, Phil Cuzzy was horrible.
Okay, yes, you have a right to say that because so did David Ross. David Ross got ejected that game because Phil Cuzzy was horrible. But Trevor, to your knowledge, Phil Cuzzy actually calls the best game in the major leagues as an umpire. He's actually like rated out of all of them. That's the crazy part. So if Phil Cuzzy's calling it a strike, it's a strike in my book.
I agree.
He's the best umpire we got. He's literally rated number 1 of umpires.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. From the angle from center field, you know, it's a little slanted, so a lot of those pitches don't look like strikes. But from Phil Cuzzy's angle, I agree. They probably were strikes. And I'm glad that
and especially with that.
And I'm glad his finger was triggering that day because he was heavy. He was heavy on the
So yeah, there's been a lot of great performances. Blake Snell, as you mentioned before the pod, Blake Snell has turned it up a notch. His last 3 starts have been unreal. His last 2 with Gary have been terrific. Gary also caught you Darvish for the first time. He had a fucking masterpiece. And then you had Nola come in the middle, catch Musgrove, and Musgrove had one of his worst performances of the year.
Yeah.
Another clunker. So I truly think Nola's time here has came and gone. And when Campy's back, I think Nola hits the chopping block. I don't think they're going to send Nola down. I don't think they're going to call up Sully, which is dumb in my book. But I do think Gary's going to get a lot of playing time. They're even batting him DH, and when Nola's in
number 4,
yeah,
up in the
sketchy
or 5, or was
super
it 4?
sketchy.
He was batting both 4 and 5 recently. It is sketchy when you only are carrying 2 catchers and only one of them is good.
Mm-hmm. Very
So
sketchy.
that is very sketchy.
And if he gets hurt, Nola gets hurt, Gary gets hurt, you have one catcher on the roster, and
Yes,
just
but at the
not.
same time, Trevor, Gary needs these at bats because he's been away from the big leagues and the big league pitching for.
He's just hot. With this
and he's
team's
hot.
roller coaster of heaven and hell. If you're putting the ball in play, you're scoring runs with runners and getting hits with runners in scoring position. You're gonna hit no matter what every single day. You have to do the bare minimum, and you're gonna be in the lineup because we are been awful in those stats, and it's someone getting the job done. It's nice, especially from an unexpected source.
Definitely unexpected. We picked this guy up, and a lot of people were surprised. I was excited.
Very excited.
It just made too much sense not to do it.
It made too much sense not to, and he's just been wonderful for us.
Yeah, even in fantasy, people didn't know it. We had a fellow friend of ours in our fantasy league dropped him, and I currently picked him up, and he's doing great for me.
Yeah, the stick's hot right now.
Stick is hot.
So yeah, Gary's in the lineup a lot of the time right now. This Padre team, the only thing that scares me, Shinny and Roman, a lot is that as soon as this Padres team gets down, let's say it's a 1-1 game, the opposing team scores 3 in an inning, it feels like the lights go out in Petco, or the lights go out in our team.
Yeah. I've been waiting for that big come from behind streak saver win for a long time, honestly. Like years wise. We didn't do it last year well. We don't come back from games in any deficit. 1 run feels like a million runs, which sucks. But this team just doesn't do it. I've been waiting because once that happens, once the team can feel, oh, we can come back from so and so amount, you can come back from anything under that. You just have that feeling at any moment. So this team doesn't know what it feels like, so they just aren't doing it. I mean, obviously, it doesn't help the 1 run, 0 runs, but like they don't know what that comeback feeling is. Like,
yeah. Another one of our problems is that we have not been a healthy organization. We really have not been like a full team yet. I mean, the first 20 games we missed Tatis. And then after that, it's been left and right. Guys go down.
Yes, but counter to that is
we do have the roster to
when we have that Tatis, Xander, Manny, and Soto. When any of those 4 are in the lineup, I expect runs scored.
Yes, but when you lose Manny for almost a month.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm honestly not worried about Manny right now.
While Manny was hurt and on the IR, Xander was also hurt.
Yeah,
playing every day, trying to fight through the pain.
Juan Soto's wearing a back brace.
Yeah, Juan Soto was wearing a back. I think that was just a heating pad in that picture. I don't think it was
in the dugout.
Yeah, in the dugout. I think that's a heating pad, but still something muscles tight in the lower back. But yeah, man, we really haven't been healthy. Xander hasn't been healthy since the first month, and that's for sure. His numbers show for it. Manny had the broken hand
off, right, or something like that.
Yeah, yep.
Xander,
yeah. Xander's had
like
4
someone
days
made a video. It was when he got pegged in the hand in like
by Spencer Strider.
Yeah, 98 right to the hand, and he's just not been good ever since then.
Damn. Yeah.
So I know that to me, I know he's hurt. Like he's not like just being in a slump. He's hurt, which sucks when you play hurt. He said it best in an interview with someone. You create bad habits, and then when you get healthy, you have to get rid of those bad habits and then get your good habits back. So it's a long process. He's a veteran, though. I'm sure he's played through injuries before. Like, I'm not worried about Xander, Manny, pretty much anyone like that caliber.
Yeah, I am worried a little bit from the production of guys like Jake Cronenworth and Trent Grisham.
And Matt Carpenter.
Carpenter, dude.
He was inches away from a grand slam the other day, though.
Yes.
He
has been
baseball. It sucks. That's the worst part of baseball.
Oh my god, I was so excited for him, bro. You
you hear the cliche of it's a game of inches. It's fucking really a game of inches.
Bro, literally an inch further and this ball is out.
Yeah, and that would have been a big moment for him.
I know, for real, bro.
Because we haven't had a grand
lit,
slam at Petco
yeah, since forever, bro. I feel like that would have.
2020. No, we had one last year, I think.
We would have boosted up our morale around here.
Yeah, and the interview came out today with that scumbag John Heyman and our Lord and Savior AJ Preller. Preller says the chemistry isn't an issue. I don't think it's an issue either. What do you guys think?
I don't think the chemistry is an issue, but if you've watched baseball for a long time, when you build mega teams, kind of like what the Padres have done, it does take a year to mesh. Yeah. This team is full of superstars, guys who were number ones on their teams. So now there's 4 of them who were all prior number one head honchos of their organizations. Yeah. Xander was on the Red Sox for 2 championships. Up and down, they traded Mookie away, but no, they still had Xander. Everyone looked up to him when they were playing. Even Rafi said he looked up to Xander when he was playing. So, that was a huge guy coming over. Juan Soto won a championship at so young and had been the biggest name in the Nats history, in their young history, but still the biggest name, and rejected every contract they ever offered him and was traded for the fucking largest return in any trade in MLB history. So yeah, this team is going to take time. And then Fernando Tatis, number 1 prospect.
Obviously motorcycle. What did he do?
Double surgery. What did he do? And steroid accusations. All of the above. And he's missed time too. So it's hard to mesh with a lot of guys. And there's a lot of new faces. Gary's now new, but even though it's Cruz, Carpenter, those guys are new. Odor, and we had Dahl, and we had Dixon, and a lot of new fresh faces this year. But so I think it's going to take time to mesh.
I think it's going to take time, but I don't think there's any bad vibes in the locker room.
I don't think it's bad vibes. I think
they're all laughing and every stuff. Like, they're not having a bad time. It's just they're all playing bad. I mean, they're not having they're not doing how they're expecting to be. So the vibes are down a little bit. But once we start playing how we're supposed to, winning games, I think we'll see the vibes come right out of them.
Yeah, totally. Do you think that they do any like piñatas anymore and just don't film it? Like, do you think they still have a little fun, or because of this rut,
it seems like
cut that out?
It seems like it, dude. Because we fucking win, have a great time afterwards, enjoy life, and then the next day we're a little hungover and fucking can't muster up to fucking go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think that's just what it is. I think we're just having too much. Maybe they're having too much fun right now. That when they win, they party, and then they just hung over the next day.
Earlier in our season of podcasting for the MLB this year, is I truly think someone needs to be like a veteran guy needs to be cut or someone fired for this team to go, oh shit, this is still work,
right?
We're not fucking, maybe it's sending a guy down or something like that where it's an oh shit moment.
Yeah. I don't know who shit together.
Before
wake up call.
Odor was struggling, that's who I wanted because he was such a team guy. Is cut him and hopefully the team. But Odor's been great for us.
Yeah, and I keep seeing the last 4 champions were all around this record at this point in the season. So that still holds my like hope good, but also all those teams did do wake up calls. The Braves traded the fucking basically swapped teams and outfielders and brought new guys into the deadline.
Oh yeah, the Braves revamped their whole entire bench that year.
Yeah, and so there's a wake-up call in all of those championship runs. And so maybe you're right. I just don't know who at this moment. Like, I don't think it will be Nelson because the leadership that he brings. Maybe Carpenter, but we have seen that when he gets DFA'd and goes to another team or something, he catches on again. But
yeah, he'll rake all out of nowhere.
Yeah.
But there has been a lot of talk about the Padres management, AJ Preller and co, his team.
A lot of hating on AJ.
A lot of hating right now in the sports world. And obviously I'm not a Padres insider. I don't know what goes on in those meetings. I don't know how Preller works as a boss, but there are a lot of comments right now of how they're dictating in leadership and what they're having people do.
All from idiots.
All from idiots, but there has been some good points thrown around. There definitely has been some good points. But at the same time, I am nowhere to comment on that because I really have no knowledge, and no one really has knowledge unless you are a direct source from there. Unless you're in those meetings, you don't know what Preller's having people do, what jobs and what roles he has people take. But for what the information that I have read, it does not sound good. Does not sound great. It sounds like Preller is at best a scout and doesn't know how to really run a full organization of, analytics department and using all the true resources. Because it seems some of our players have no idea what's going on and why they're in slumps and stuff like that. And it is most of those other organizations have better analytics and systems and development programs. Because if you do look at the track record, who have the Padres drafted that has been a key player on the Padres?
No one.
Crickets. Because it is true. I mean, I thought it was going to be Gore. I thought this was going to be, Preller babysat him all the way up in the minors. We've been hearing about Gore forever. He ended up having
he was
a
smart
trade.
on that. Smart on that. I like it.
But at the same time, everyone who has succeeded that Preller has came upon, drafted, or brought into this organization, it's because we've moved them out.
Yes.
Ty France has become a fucking star for the Seattle Mariners. I mean, at one point we didn't have room for him because both our corners were taken up and we tried him at second and stuff like that. So obviously there's a point of giving someone everyday time and stuff and them growing that way. But at the same time, you kind of have to question it. You have to question the system and the way things are ran for the Padres. Because you are doing something wrong if you're not developing talent to help your major league team. And right now we are doing something wrong. We're not developing. The Dodgers are developing people fucking hand over fist. Oh, Noah Syndergaard sucks? Okay, well, let's get our number one prospect, Bobby Miller, a couple starts in the rotation, and then we could cut Noah if we need to. They just continuously.
So the Dodgers do a great thing of having major league talent ready and available. The Padres do a great thing at developing and then making your major league roster as good as it can be. So two different philosophies, which at this point, one is working better than the other. I personally am half and half with the whole analytics and baseball, old school baseball, new school baseball. I'm right in the middle of both eras. So I understand half of the people's point of view and I understand the other half. But with you, I don't know. I think your major league team should be as good as it can be. But at the same time, you do need major league talent. Padres don't have major league talent. They have minor league talent, good prospects right now, which they've always been a good prospect team.
Yeah. And we've always sold on the prospects because that's what they are at the end of the day. They are prospects.
And because
diamonds and roughs, and you have to turn them.
You never know how they're going to be. I will take major league level ready, which I thought that's what we were getting. Clearly, we haven't. But at the same time, I am on the side of let's fucking flip our prospects for major league talent that can improve our team.
Yes, but we have to learn at some point where you can't just ask for everything. You can't trade for everything. If you sit there and look at Padres Twitter, they're like, all right, Corbin Burns, Sandy Alcantara. They're just dropping names after name. Like Preller has done wonders with this team. Now it is the team and the coach's turn. Like, there's not much you could do with the major league team.
Bingo.
Like, honestly, there's really not. The only thing Preller can do is the analytics department and so on with those guys and helping them, have enough supplies and equipment and, information that they need.
But I
But
honestly,
it doesn't seem like we have all of that right now because in situations like just the lineups per se, Cronenworth is dead awful against lefties. Matt Carpenter hits lefties actually great. That's the only thing he does good right now is hit left-handed hitters. Yeah. Trent Grisham right there with him, but we're sitting those guys lefty because their batting average is 195. Well, the only time they hit that 195 is against lefties, and we're not, so it seems like there is a mix of old ball and, we're not having enough new ball, I don't think. I don't know. I'm not too sure what the players get, the information they get, and so on, but
I'm curious.
It's definitely curious because teams like the Rays and organizations like that are such matchup dependent, and it doesn't seem like we do a great job of that. It seems
no, but I'm curious to see Bob Melvin's perspective from organization to organization because Moneyball is the essential thing of analytics. They made a fucking movie about it. So the Oakland A's were the inventors of this whole analytics movement, getting the best out of your players for the lowest value money wise. So I wonder what Bob's perspective is as like a preparation that because when he was managing the A's, they were consistently pretty solid team. The A's were in the playoffs talk all the time. And so he now switches to a team that's shown they just want to win. That's pretty much all they want to do is fucking win. So they spend all the money, get all the names you can do to possibly win, and it's up to Melvin, Bob, and the coaches to formulate that, right plan, that right formula to find a way to win fucking games.
It also doesn't help that we don't have a hitting coach. Like, I don't know what the hell the Padres are doing.
Yeah, I don't know either.
3 guys who are kind of sort of the hitting coach.
Yeah, and honestly, from my fan perspective, bottom line is we win, and I don't care how that happens. I don't care if we score 1 run. I don't care if we score 2 runs. If we win, I will be happy as a clam every single day. Mm-hmm. But when we lose 1 run, 0 runs, like that doesn't help that case. That's the bottom line, in my opinion, is win, and that just fixes everything, like they say.
Yep, you're right. So the Padres haven't been playing great. They have a series against Colorado in Colorado
for 3 days. Yep,
3 games.
The Padres are 29-33, right?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
And this is a 4-game or 3-game?
3.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday in Colorado.
Yep.
So if we win 3, we'll be 32-33. Or win 3, sorry, 32-33, and we'll be in a perfect place, right, kind of where we want to be. Because NL is a fucking shithole. If you haven't known,
I've been trying to find a tweet this whole time about what I saw. That the World Series winners, Houston and Atlanta Braves, and the Phillies last year were all around this area.
And the Nationals from 2019.
And the Nationals from 2019, yeah, we're all around like 31-33 and 30-30. Like, I think we're in a good place right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're not sinking. We are steadily swimming. We're just not up tracking. Right. Is the kind of the main thing.
No, and but I'll let you get to it, Bob. This weekend might be that jump start that we're looking for in the offense.
This weekend, we just came off a game where we scored 10 runs. Average takes called
it. Yep.
Weird.
You've been calling a lot lately, though.
Those guys know ball, don't they?
Those guys know ball. Make sure you're following them on Twitter, just so you know. So just come off a game and score 10. We're going into Colorado. We're facing Gomber, who has a 7 ERA. First game. Yu Darvish is pitching. This is one of those games where you have to show up, show out. And usually the Padres like playing in this stadium, but they don't do a great job. Is the thing. Like our bats work, but our pitching hasn't been there in the past couple of years. Pitching has been on recently.
Right.
It's been our bats is the problem. So I think mix of both. We have a good weekend. Got a sweep. I mean, we don't have to, but a sweep would be so nice to sit 32 and 33 and then going home versus Cleveland.
Yeah, and this is what the Padres, they have to go 61 and 42 or something like that, maybe 62 and 41 in the next 100 games, or 102, that's 102, but the next 100 games they have to go 61 and 49, I think it is. Anyways,
60-40.
That's easy. That is definitely possible. But we have to pull out, 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10. If we can go on a run like that,
series, man.
We just need
They're taking
8
it
out of
game
10.
by game. We need to take
we can go 16
out
out of 20. Those are some nice, that's a good streak. And what I'm thinking is the sun hasn't been out in San Diego since February 15th. The sun's going to come out and these boys are going to start raking. We're going to go on a run.
Yeah, that's what I've been waiting for, is once the sun's out, the guns are out, and it becomes a show. It's fun baseball. Going to the fucking ballpark on a nice summer day. Ditching school, going out to the fucking ballpark. Nice summer day.
School in summer?
Well, I mean,
wait a second.
Right now, there might be a day left or something, but
not for our listeners.
Summer school, if you're a dummy like I was. Yeah, you go to the ballpark, nice hot day, enjoy yourself some fucking beers, and that's the best. So I'm looking forward to those days. Cheney's right. There hasn't been a great day in San Diego in months. It feels like June gloom is
definitely here.
I hope it's not to stay. But yeah, this series is a big one for the Padre fans. I hope the Padres match the energy like we think they should.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you here for the Guardians.
Yes, sir.
All right. Nothing wrong with being average.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Deuces.
Go Steelers.